Come on then. What are you doing? I like your earring. You're not like me now. Have I upset you? Come on then. Get your face a smoosh. You like your chin scrubbed, don't you? You like your chin scrubbed. Oh, she likes it. Hi, I'm Benj. Welcome to Doing Outdoors. Now, it's been a very long time since I've put a video out, but here we go. I'm going to try and bring you up to speed, or at least in this video, bring you up to speed on a couple of bits that's been going on. There's been too much going on to put in one video, but before I go too far into it, just look at the mess this place is in. We have had such a wet autumn and a very, very wet winter up till now, and it's still forecast rain in the very near future. In fact, looking up at the sky over there, that's still full of rain. We're going to get wet in a minute, I just know it. But we've had so much rain, just like probably most of the country. Poor old Bruce, he's got to walk around in this. It's like a swamp. In fact, almost everywhere you look up here, it's like a swamp. There is water absolutely everywhere. It's made life quite a misery coming up here twice a day, getting your jobs done. And I feel a little bit embarrassed, not because of the amount of water that we've got, I can't help that at all, but the conditions in which the animals are having to survive up here, and that in part is my fault. I've brought them up here, and the cows in particular, that's what we're going to talk about on this video. They really needed a shed, a barn to be put into to overwinter. Now, we've got Dexters on the farm, and although they are a very hardy breed, and in fact the two heifers that we bought not last year but the year before, they overwintered out in the main field, and because it was a fairly dry winter, the ground was perfect, they didn't suffer, and I pushed my luck a little bit. I bought more cows last year, far more than I actually wanted, and I'll go into that in a bit more detail later on. But because it's been so wet and I haven't actually got a barn for these cows to get in off the field, they've absolutely devastated some part of this field. And you can see behind me, it's just mud. They've probably churned over about an acre, and it's only a 7-acre field. This is where I've been feeding the cows that are still in the field. Where they're stood, there's a little bit of an island, and this is where I've been putting loads and loads of hay. They've been dragging it through as well, and it's probably about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 foot thick with hay. So at least they've got a dry island. It's not so bad towards the back of the field, but you can just see pools of water on the surface, almost on the entire field. Now, what I can take from this is that I cannot have large numbers of cattle on this field over winter. The ground's not fit for it. The water doesn't drain off fast enough. It's all a learning curve. But the cows are still doing well, they're eating loads. And fortunately, none of them have suffered any sort of foot rot. Not yet anyway, we're not quite out of the woods yet. And you can see just over there where the pig's pen is, it's like a lake in the middle of that. So much water, really made life difficult to farm this piece of ground during the winter. Well, just as I'm making the video, it started to absolutely tip down once again, so I'm going to go and hide next to where we've got some cows. Actually, on a little bit more of a brighter note, I have actually taken some cows off the field and I've brought them over to this tin shed. And that's because I was expecting them to calve. So I've bought 3 of the cows out the field, well, 1 cow and the 2 heifers that we had originally. You can just see their heads poking out. They're in a small shed here, very tight, but at least they're not on the real muddy field where if they gave birth out there, the calf would probably die of hypothermia or drown in the mud. It's that deep in places. But we've got April, which is one of the cows that I bought in last year that came with the bull. And we've got Stella and Phoebe, which are our 2 original cows that we had the year before. Now, I know that Phoebe was covered by the bull on the first day he came to the farm, which was the 8th of May last year. So she was expecting to give birth, or I was expecting her to give birth, on the 14th of February. Well, in fact, she gave birth on the 19th of February. And we have a very sweet brown calf. And I don't know if you can see just behind Mum. There she is. She's absolutely lovely. She's 3 days old now. She's doing really well. Come on then. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? You're a good girl, aren't you? Now you can see just how soft and friendly this calf is. Now I think that's in part because her mother is so friendly. But unfortunately, I've got to put some tags in your ears right now. So hopefully you're going to just stand there and at least let me get 1 in. Which way around? This way. Oh, look at you. There we go. There's 1. Good girl. Well, she didn't like that much, but we have got 1 in. It's not too bad for them. It's not much different to you and me getting our ears pierced. But there are a couple of big veins within the ear that you need to try and avoid. I'll try and get the secondary one in next, and then she's done. Yeah, being quiet, I'm going to try and get the tag in the youngun's ear if it's possible. She's not going to let me get her again, I don't think. Not as easy as the first one. And Mum's here watching, make sure I'm not going to hurt her. What's up, little red? Let's get you done. Good girl. And there we go. Well, I'm glad that job's done. The new calf has got both of her ear tags in, so now I can call up and get her registered. And just whilst we're here, you can see the back of Mum who gave birth, and you can still see that she still has some of the afterbirth hanging out the back. I was a little concerned about this to start with, but after speaking to a farmer that I know who deals with cattle and has done for a number of years, he said that it can take up to 10 days for the afterbirth to pass. Now, although I'm very happy that we've got this calf here, she isn't the first calf to have been born on the property. Back in October the 6th to be precise, Lily gave birth to a little bull calf. He's still in the field with his mum. We'll go over and have a look at them right now. But before I get out of here, Phoebe's just come over and she wants her neck scratching. So we'll give her a neck scratch. You like it, don't you, kiddo? Hey? Was that good? Was that good? I could do with a wire brush. I reckon that'd suit her. You'd have me in here all day, wouldn't you? Scratching. What's up, Miss Mill? What's up? Hey? Don't lick my face. Right, let's go and have a look at them others in the field. Let's have a look, see if we can have a look at you. Now, he started off being quite a shy boy because his mum is quite a grumpy cow. She's gotten a little bit more friendly over the winter because we're feeding them here. She's seeing us every day. We're petting them, trying to get them more friendly. But this is Cass. I'll turn you around, see if we can get a better view. I don't think we're going to get a very good look at him. Brutus down there, having a lay up. But one thing that I wanted to talk about these cows is we've got simply too many cows on this piece of ground for it to cope with. Now, when I went to buy the bull, which is Fergus, I only really wanted a bull to put him with my 2 cows. But when I got there, I was upsold the rest of their herd. And it was a really good price. It felt too good to be true, and basically it was. And it's put us in quite a bad position, really. When I got there, they had movement passports for Lily and April, the 2 cows. They didn't have passports for any of the others. Now, they told me that the passports were in the post, and me being quite an optimistic guy and a little bit excited to get new stock for the farm, took their word for this, that the passports were in the post. So I took all the cows. It soon became apparent that the cows that I took didn't have any passports, and that means that I cannot take these cows to the abattoir. I can't sell them. The only way they can leave this farm is if they are killed and given to the hunt to feed their dogs, or I can kill them myself, butcher them myself, and me and my family can eat the meat. So it's not a total loss, but one of the main reasons I agreed to take their herd was that I would choose the best out of the herd and sell the rest on. But by them not having these movement passports, that's not been a possibility. I don't want to just get them killed and feed them to the hounds. I think that would be a waste of a life and a waste of some good meat. But this year I've really got to thin the numbers down. Now we've got Baby Red, we are up to 11 head of cattle for this small 7-acre field. Although they're not big cows, the maximum number I want to be running on here at any one time is 7, so that's 1 cow per acre. And I think by running that number, they'll have a better standard of living. It will take some of the pressure off from us for trying to get hay in to supplement their feed. This field should keep 7 cows going, basically. So the plan going forward will be to kill Fergus. He's 2.5 years old. We'll get him killed. He'll go in the freezer. April, which is one of the cows in the shed, who we are expecting to calve any day now, and Lily, they've come with passports, so I'm going to try and sell them with their calves later on this year. That'll put us down to 7. That's the plan anyway. We really need to thin down what we've got to try and make life a bit more manageable up on the farm. We've pushed things to the limit, getting so many animals, and especially without having the infrastructure as a barn to keep them off the field over winter. As you can see, we still have the sheep. They're doing all right. We've got Lambo here, and you see in the distance Missy. Now she's sat on a lump of hay, trying to keep dry. So we're doing our best to try and keep all the animals out of the water as best we can. But we're getting that much of it, it's becoming near impossible. But I think this is probably one of the worst winters we could expect to see up here for the amount of rain. Just look at all the standing water there is all around the place. Well, I know we've only spoken about the cows and the bad weather so far on this video, but over the next week, or it might take me a couple of weeks, I'm going to try and make some more videos to let you get up to date with everything that we've been trying to achieve up at the farm. And then once you're all up to date, I'll try and get back on track and put a video out each week. There's going to be lots going on. Spring is just around the corner. Very exciting times. We've got more calves expected from the other cows. There's going to be lots going on. But as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support, and I'll see you next time.